Broadcasting from CiTR 101.9 FM in Vancouver, from Coast Salish territory on Musqueam land. Vancouver was never ceded through treaty, war, or surrender. I am here with Bob Kozak and friends of parts of the members of Parnodrome.
Yes, they are.
Did I say it drome or drom? Parnodrome, right?
Drum. Yeah, something between.
Yeah, okay. Very exciting. So we also have a couple of other guests here in the studio. We have Shakhtar featuring Julie. Shakhtar is doing some new age sort of trance jazz, tripendicular, far out stuff that is really cool. Bob Kozak goes all the way with Romany music, the full band, dancers, the accordion, the different wild instruments. He's got a double bass here in the studio with us with his bass player, which is, I'm going to bring this up so I don't misquote it here, Kyle Hagan. Did I say it right?
That is correct, Kyle Hagan.
Beautiful. And joining us again is Katya Kiselyova. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's always good to have you all come in. Do you guys want to... also, we do have Denis Kinchev, who is in the studio. He's going to stick around and play some music and give us some input. He's a Ukrainian balalaika. Balalaika is a type of instrument. He's here with his instrument. He has traveled the world and has got a bit of a YouTube channel going. He's here, an educated young man. It's always good to hear his music. Let's start with Parnodrome.
Parnodrome.
Yes, how are you? How are you doing, Bob?
Oh, we're doing okay. You know, most of the band, it's a little bit sick. The flu is going around, so couldn't make it in last minute. So at least 3 of us were able to make it. So we're here.
Yeah, and it's. I'm so glad that you could. It's always a joy. Do you want to start us off with a song, and then we can talk about everything that is Romany and personal and all that?
Sure, we can do that. So we're going to start with something that is not too slow to wake everybody up after the beat.
May I interrupt, jump in? I'm sorry, Paige. Hi.
Yo, what's up? It's okay.
That's Kid and PJs. Hi.
What's up?
Right on. And introduce yourself there.
I'm Nora Vanette.
Nora Vanette is, she says, it's a sound engineer aficionado. She is joining us. Anyway, sorry about the interruption, Bob. We also have Arina Sadi. He is one of the Medicine Show family members. We've got Sean out that is hanging out with us as well. So right back, I just had to announce everybody. Sorry, Bob.
Okay, sure.
What is it you're going to start with?
We're going to start with a very popular Romani song. It's called Chaya Shukaria. And
Chaya Shukaria?
Chaya Shukaria. Which, you know what that means?
No, please. What is it?
Beautiful girls.
Of course. Beautiful. Okay.
Katya, let's go.
So, let's check in with Tage, otherwise known as DJ Kid in Pajamas. In PJs. Sorry.
That was so epic. Thank you guys for coming to the
Oh,
medicine
you're
show
welcome.
and bringing a banger. As the kids would say, that's a banger.
Learning something new.
That's good.
That's a good
That is
thing.
the highest honor.
That's right. That's fire.
That's fire.
There you go.
Okay, so Pornodrome is a group formed by Bob Kozak. That's Bob here in the studio. He's a talented accordionist and vocalist. He was just playing the accordion. The group performs Eastern European Romany Gypsy-style music, and their repertoire includes music from Poland, Russian, Hungary, and beyond. We're going to pause for a second. Everything good?
Yes.
No worries. That's all good. Okay. They sign in the original. They sing.
Sing.
I was going to say
Sing.
this is. That's right. It's me. It's me. Dyslexia. You know.
Did you have the checkups lately?
Got him.
Thank you.
Anytime, Jason.
We need a soundboard explosion sound.
Well, I'll try and continue this, but I do trip on my tongue, and I apologize to y'all out there. They sing in the original language of each song, including the Romany language of the Gypsies. And we can mention something about this word in just a second. As musicians, they have performed internationally in Japan, England, Russia, Poland, Germany, and USA, to name a few. Pornodrome provides a wonderful entertainment for any of your occasions or casual events, festivals, weddings, to formal business functions. Wow, that's quite a lot.
Yeah. Through the years, it's keep adding.
It sounds like quite an adventure for you, Bob.
That's my life.
Well, it really shows because if anybody goes to see this music, you'll notice there is, as I said, a full band.
Yes, we have about 8-9 people. We have 2 beautiful dancers, Elizabeth Lesztak and Anya Conroy. They're beautiful. Some of them are trained in ballet, really nice. We have a percussionist from Colombia. We have a violin player, and Kyle, our double bass legend, Katya. Katya actually, she graduated and she finished with the conductor's diploma in Ukraine. So she's teaching music here in Richmond at school. So this is all professional people that I got involved with.
No kidding.
That's good, right? That's good.
Yeah, you guys rock.
Thank you.
All right. So let's hear another song. Like, how many songs do you want to do, you think, tonight?
Well, do you want me what? 20, 50 or just 2, 3?
Just 35, okay? Let's keep it to a minimum. So, no, yeah, absolutely. Let's, I'd like to keep the ball rolling because it's fun, it's exciting, and this is what we came for. And this is the medicine of Pornodrome.
Okay.
What song do you want to do next?
Let's still do something upbeat. Let's do the cover dress on air.
And what does that mean? I'm shy to ask.
Well, you should be. I'm gonna direct you to a dictionary.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Great. Start.
Ci
God, I think I'm going to break this station in half. Wow. Thank you, by the way, again.
You're welcome.
You know, I did want to ask about, first of all, the word gypsy. How do you feel about it? I mean, you're the leader of the band. Perhaps anybody can mention this. But it seems the world has fallen in love with the culture and the romantic idea of it all. And then you talk to a lot of Romani people, and they are having a different opinion and a background for this word. So can you enlighten us?
Yes. So like everything is changing, and the new vocabulary is coming in, and right now all Romani people, like, we prefer when people call us Romani. Okay, but gypsy is the old term. Okay, there is even between Roma. There is some kind of a disagreement. I mean, the elders, lots of elders, like, we still call each other, gypsy, but the official term, and everybody prefers to be called Romani. So,
very, very interesting. Okay, so and it sounds like when you talk about, or when I read about all of these places that you have been performing, it sort of begs the question. Obviously, I mean, I'm assuming you were born in Poland.
Yes, yes.
And so, did you, with this group, was it established in Canada and you traveled to all those places, or did you live in those different places, or did you travel from Poland? How did you manage all of that?
No,
like, it's a story.
Yes, no. I was performing with all different Roma musicians, included Miklos de Kiselyova, who is known in Europe as King of Czardas. Czardas is the style of music, comes from Hungary. Vadim Kolpakov, who is a legendary Roma 7-string guitar player, musician who performed for 2 years on a tour with Madonna and his group. So we performed together on stages. This group I used to be involved with different Roma groups, but this group I started in 2004, I do believe, Katya, right? I think it was 2004. And Katya joined my group right next year. So she is with me for how many? 13, 14 years now?
Yes.
Oh my God, it's been that long?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and then I was putting the repertoire, of course, and training some dancers, with the proper steps and proper movements. We wear traditional Romani clothing, stage clothing, right? So females wear beautiful dresses, and we wear as well. We're dressing up as traditionally, like that's how we used to perform, on stages since we're young, right? So that cannot be changed. And when you play traditional Roma music, you want people to experience and have the feeling and see how it is, right? So that's how it started.
Can I ask how old were each of you guys when you started playing music?
I was probably 2 years old, and Katya was 50, right?
Actually, I joined when I just arrived to Canada.
Please,
I just arrived to Canada in 2011.
From Ukraine?
That's, from Ukraine, and that's how I joined pretty much the same year, 2011.
So when you came, we got to make sure we're right on these mics. I know it's a little. I'm making you share a microphone. I apologize that. So you, as soon as you came from Ukraine,
A couple months later.
you were in a band.
Yeah, I joined the Russian Balalaika Orchestra, and I met there one member who was already been part of this group, and that's how we got introduced.
Beautiful. Yeah. Well. So.
And then Kyle joined us a little bit later. Kyle is an unbelievable double bass player. Plays any genre of music from heavy rock, jazz to Roma.
Yeah,
That's a legend. It was very full sounding in here. Oh my God! And thanks Tage for mixing that nicely. Do you have any input that you'd like to share tonight with your experiences with the band?
With mine, yeah, I'm I'm pretty much, well, I'm not quite the newest member of the band, but I joined, I guess, shall we say, during the floodgate when COVID, when the COVID restrictions were starting to lift, and all of a sudden there was just so much more opportunities happening for pretty much all musicians, and I'm definitely no exception to that. I just, shall we say, business just started getting better and better, and like youth, just like it would never end. But yeah, like as far as the group is concerned, it's really been quite an amazing experience, because I get to say, like, I'm into every genre of music, but like I've taken a love for world music, especially, and so some of my top picks of music, and this is really because I'm Canadian born and bred, and I've been involved with a lot of the other world music scenes here in Vancouver and throughout the world, and like, and this group really gives me that opportunity. And I've worked with some of the Romani communities as well here in Vancouver and further in Romania as well. So yeah, it really helps me.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be a total thrill, but I appreciate that. That's we're going to take a quick break and come back with more of our guests on the Medicine Show. We're going to take a very quick break. We'll be right back. Back on the Medicine Show with Bob Kozak and friends. We're going to be joined by Shakhtar and Julie pretty soon. And as well, we have Denis Kinchev in the house again with his balalaika. So back to Bob Kozak and friends. Bob Kozak of Pornogrome.
Yes, and we're still here.
And still. Yes. Okay, so it sounds like you have got some in your other projects or scaled down projects. You're going to be featuring something called Continental Music. So what is it and where's it going?
What is a good question. Continental music. I call this basically accordion continental music. It's music from all over the world. It's easy listening music. It's Latin music. It's basically world music, French cafe. All that stuff. That is under the continental music. We have a project going. We just signed up with. Second floor Water Street Cafe. We will be playing as a trio, as a Bob Kozak trio, starting July.
Okay.
So we booked for 4 months already with Waterfront, with second floor. If you would like to come and listen to us, we're going to play. The music is different. It's more easygoing. Continental music includes waltzes, boleros, tangos, all that stuff. So it's different. It's more my generation. I can say that.
That sounds like an in-between thing. There's like real old world. There's new kids doing spins on stuff. So what's you really like that sort of world-rich flavor, it sounds like.
want the world, and I created, I was talking to some other musicians, let's say I can mention Maestro Lucky Churchill, the great Vancouver violinist, and he says, Bob, wherever you play, I don't have to go and see you. He says, I just hear the tunes and I know it's you, nobody else. So he recognizes me by the tunes, he doesn't have to see me. So so we're creating all our sound, and that's I think every musician, it's creating their own spin on it, own sound, so you sound originally, right? So,
yeah, makes sense. Yeah,
it should.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's funny how people try and there's a lot of bands that do sound similar to each other, but once you get into your thing and your passion and your love, you end up having a unique sound, and yeah, it's definitely, I've noticed, even not being Romani, that I know of, but I think that I've heard the different styles, and I'm like, wow, they're so different from each other. And I always thought it would be somehow all sounding from a really naive, and you've probably heard this before, a lot of people might think everything sounds like the Gypsy Kings because they're Romani music or something.
Yeah, it's all different. Depends which area you're coming from. It's the Gitanos, which is the Gypsy Kings, You know, you have a Calderash, you have Lovar, you know, you have all different, and you have a Balkan music, you know, and like that's all Roma, but it's all different styles, right? Like the way we play more Slavic, more Eastern Europe style, right? And then for continental music, I basically created something like I blend, you know, traditional classical, you know, accordion playing with Romani, right? So I'm kind of like a between, trying to put some on my own sound.
Very nice. You know, so I don't know, I'm sure you could probably expand upon the Romani flag and the concept of like it's a people without a nation almost, but they still have a flag because the concept is there. And I think, isn't it a wagon wheel or something that's
yes,
part of
it's
it?
a wagon wheel, and then you have a blue on top, which is the
sky?
sky, and you have a green on the bottom, which is the grass, right? It's the bottom, yeah. So Romani people are been traveling always on a move, you know. Nomadic. They've been, but in that was I do believe in 1998 or 1995 when all the Eastern Bloc European government prohibited Roma of traveling, and they were so they couldn't travel anymore. They were putting them into the housing and stuff, and Roma people weren't used to, were missing, you know, this freedom, you know. Yeah, it was really hard, but you know that's how it is, you know, and
yeah, I noticed that when I actually just on the spur of a whim went to Europe, and we just went driving from like Germany through Luxembourg, Belgium, down to the bottom of France. Here I am, like down thinking that this is like some sort of really going to be, I don't know, one type of experience of sort of, there's a lot of resorts and stuff down at the bottom of France. And yes, there's a lot of old world stuff. I'm driving through the back areas and I'm running into, like, what do you call it when there's a bunch of wagons together?
Tabor.
What is that
Tabor.
other word? You know, caravan.
Caravan, yeah, Tabor.
And what is the word? Kabor?
Tabor.
Tabor. Wow. So, I mean, I didn't expect to see it there, and then I started learning more and more. Like, this is when I was very young, and I started learning that it's like people are get a lot of prejudice. We're in these areas, and people are shooing them, and they're always on, like, moving around and stuff like this. I thought it was an interesting influence on culture to have that type of hardship. It always seems to manifest better art.
Yeah, you know, all the songs are based on true stories, you know. So, you know, all the songs, like Roma songs, comes from heart. You know, if you listen to Roma songs, like when we perform, like we sometimes in one song we change, you know, about 3-4 times different beat. You know, so we're playing and people start, you know, getting romantic things, and then it's boom, and we're hitting, you know, different beat and things. So it's life. It's almost like a Romani life, right? So.
Well, you know, does anybody else? Do you have any questions? How you doing, Arian?
Good.
Good. You got any questions for the man?
Yeah.
Come right into the microphone, though. You can't just be close.
Yeah.
There.
I can answer right away. I don't know.
What?
The question is, how many hours do you training during a week?
You mean when he was young or now?
Huh?
When he was young or now?
Now.
Now. Go ahead.
I practice. I play every day for quite a few hours a day.
Lonely or each other?
Well, separately, alone, and then we have rehearsal once a week. We have a rehearsal together. So, but yeah, you know, sometimes I can't sleep. I wake up at 2-3 in the morning and I'm start practicing, and I'm going back to bed. Sometimes, you know, 6 o'clock, my wife is getting to work, and I'm getting my accordion in my studio, and I'm start playing, you know, and practicing. It's crazy being a musician.
It would be good advice for musician.
Well, okay. So you, Arian, this speaks right back at you. Why do you play music? Come.
Why me?
Yeah, why? Like, why do you sit there and play music for hours and hours of your life?
Yeah, because
this is almost the same answer for all of us.
Yeah, actually, I
We wake
guess,
up in the middle of the night. What do? We pick up a guitar or we start humming.
good for neighbors.
How much do you play a day, Arian?
More than 3 hours. Piano and singing and guitar.
And why?
It's like a feed for the souls. You know what?
I think you're going to get a similar answer with different words from everybody here.
Maybe because I think the music is needs for the health, for the getting out bad energy or something
Yeah.
during a day.
It's medicine, babies.
Yeah.
You know,
All right.
everyone is a musician here, so I know like the one thing I can say I can watch interesting movie at home and I can think, but something click in my head, some idea, forget the movie. I get up, I just go grab the accordion, and I'm trying to do whatever came to my head, you know, and then just doing so.
You know, I actually was in a Lebanese restaurant one time and I heard this music in the background. Go, dun dun da dun, dun da dun. And I'm like, that sounds like the Darth Vader Death March type of song, like almost exactly. But I asked the guy there, and he goes, "This is a traditional Lebanese song," and I'm just like, "Wow!" Then I'm like learning some who's that guy that plays the Eastern European gypsy jazz, Janko?
Django Reinhardt.
Django Reinhardt. Thank you. I'm like, I'm learning these songs, some Django songs, right? And I'm just like going. Then I listen to Lionel Richie plays "Hello, is it me you're looking for?" And the folkloric pattern in that song was almost exactly like the Django song. I was like, this is a thing, right? People in the movies and the modern music, they're influenced, just like Bob Dylan was told, "Oh, you're stealing everything you did." He goes, "No, these are just folkloric patterns. You must understand." So it like speaks to the evolution of music, and you know how, like when you were saying, when your music is evolving.
That's right.
So did you ever notice any strange coincidences in old music and some modern music?
Oh, a lot. Now I see these new generations, like, you know, like all the old songs, all the classical songs that we used to perform. Now I see all the youth singing exactly the same things, except it's twisted to a pop, to a rock, to, you know, and it's exactly the same thing.
Yes.
It's exactly the same things, except the beat and the upbeat music, you know, from romantic music, they're making upbeat, you know, it changes. But, you know, the lyrics and the roots, you know, the subject is exactly the same, right? So.
Okay. Now, I just want to make sure that we give you an opportunity to promote anything that's on your mind, any musical things you want people to know about. And that goes for anybody that wants to mention after. Go ahead.
I think I was already cleaning up my head. I said everything that
Okay.
I needed to.
Latina singer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Katya is my second brain here.
Yes.
Yeah, we're still looking for a Latina singer, Latina or Portuguese or Italian, to either collaborate with us or join our group. So it's a good opportunity, you know, for students that train in singing, you know, to come and practice with professional musicians, you know, and we can. I helped so many singers already in the past, since I'm playing, you know, in Vancouver. I play in Vancouver since 1984, and you know, I was featured at the Il Corsaro, beautiful Italian restaurants in 80s as a solo accordionist. And
What was the name of the restaurant?
Il Corsaro. Il Corsaro. It was on Commercial and Vanables, and
Okay.
actually, Michael Bublé's aunt owned that restaurant.
Okay.
Nice.
Maria Bublé Pagan and Mario Pagan.
Okay.
So
Good
so yeah,
memory.
so I was lucky to be in the restaurant as a solo accordion player, right? So, but yes, we're looking for a Latina singer. So if anybody is interested, you can call this radio and let us know, or just ask for contact and call us directly, and we'll be glad to put something together.
When's your next gig?
Good question. I have to
Never
look at
ask
my
that because if they don't have one,
with you, but I don't want to lie. I have to look at my
Oh.
calendar.
Oh,
might,
I see.
and
Okay.
it might be very exclusive.
For me?
You're not invited.
Yeah, you can. People can go to our website www.koro Koro entertainment.com and just click on events, and then you'll know where we're playing.
Okay. What's Parnodrome?
Parnodrome, it's parnodrome.com. Parnodrome is the Romani group.
What does it mean? What's
Parnodrome means
2 words or
okay,
something?
it's 2 words. Yeah, Parno means white. Drom means road, avenue, road. So it's like a wide road.
So what's the concept behind the white road? Is it is this a ethical pathway, a dream world?
When I was trying to pick up a name for our group, I just wanted to make sure that nobody else is using this name, And since I know lots of Romani groups all over the world, and I figured out that there is a Romani drum, then is a Lacho drum, which is like a Milky Way, right, and things. But then I figured, well, nobody is calling white road. White road can be like a kind of Milky Way, something between, Like
Okay.
it's the way when Roma was traveling and looking at the signs, which road to travel, right? So.
And you've got a very sort of white hair look that is sort of like a stamp of like your branding.
Yes, that's very expensive dye, but
It's like Santa Claus. Right on. Do you guys want to? Do y'all want to perform something else now?
sure we can do. Do you want to guys do something continental, like maybe Mala Femina or?
Oh yeah. Now we get to hear what continental influenced music sounds like. And Bob told me during the commercial it sort of implies there's like a romantic sense to it, and maybe a little bit of what you mentioned some French or some
Yes,
romance.
either French cafe or easy listening romance, right? So this piece that we're going to play, it's not that we got prepared for it. It just came to my head. It's an Italian song, Mala Femina.
Bad Girl.
Oh my God, Italian is pretty good.
Was I right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I recognize some of the Latin in there. Go ahead.
Okay. Go.
Do you ever get? This is one of those songs like what I was talking about. You can hear these melodies that are familiar, but it's like, where do I know that melody from? And it's placed in a different melody that's probably not even related to the, you know.
Yeah, this is that's what I call is continental. This is a part of it. Of course, I'm mixing up a little bit, a few different styles of playing. But yeah, that's the kind of music that we'll be playing on second floor at the Water Street Cafe.
I never knew there was a second floor. I drive by that place all the time. Never actually been in there, but it looks really good.
It's really good. Fantastic musicians are playing there. This place is always packed. It's booked. Good food, good musicians. So yeah. So hopefully I will see you guys in July. Our first gig in Waterfront Cafe, second floor.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yes,
That's
right.
nice.
Okay.
Hello.
I mean July 10th.
We should make it a reunion just to remember. Oh, that's wonderful. So why don't we do this? Does anybody have any questions for the group before we go? Did you have anything you wanted to input? Are you good?
I did have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go over here.
I was just curious if you could give us a little background story of how the three of you came about to be here together now, like how you two met, and then how you're all together now.
It's
That was kind of okay.
I know that we kind of went over it earlier,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
was just
So
looking
what
for
part
a more detailed, of how the three of you came about.
Oh, breakdown. Hold on.
I'm just
So I
trying to
think
make sure
that-
that I understand what you're asking. How we met, or
Yeah, and how you just
okay, so basically in 2010 when I started my partner drum group, Katya arrived to Canada and she.
2011.
I mean,
Year
yeah.
later.
So a year later, she arrived to Canada, and then she joined my group through my guitar player, who used to play with me at that time, and he was playing with Katya at the, I guess it was Balalaika Orchestra. And then he told her about us, and Katya came and joined, and since then, since 2011, Katya is playing with me. Kyle played with fantastic musicians, top musicians in Vancouver, and Kyle is playing also jazz with Maestro Lucky Churchill. And I met Kyle right there. Lucky Churchill is almost like a very good friend of mine, like my brother. He calls me, or I call him every day at least. And so we talk, and then I played with Lucky as well. I did some projects with him. We did some concerts, and I did some concerts, jazz and some other music with Kyle and Lucky Churchill ensemble. And I needed a double bass player, and we start talking, and Kyle was fitting in, and he never left. So now we got used to him, and he's like a furniture, cannot be moved, cannot be replaced.
that's awesome.
That's funny. You just move them a little bit, and there's a dust ring where there wasn't something. Oh, thank you for Bob for interpreting that, because I was thinking, but
Because I know you had already gone over your relationship, but I was curious how the three of you intersected.
I was kind of curious, and I didn't even know how to ask that on top of what they already explained, so we're all good. Yeah, I think it's really interesting how we all meet and how we form these groups. Like, I'll never forget Shiki, when she came on the
yes,
show.
I remember that, yes.
Bob met a violin player when he came on the show, and I said, well, I'll invite her, and perhaps you guys can work. They had the conversation. She played with you for how long afterwards?
She played for about close to a year, right? I think, Shiki. She was fantastic. Little Japanese girl, with just her up in her Romani dress, and we put it on the stage, and she looked fantastic, and she was a very good. I really
Very
enjoyed
talented,
playing with her.
right?
Yeah, very talented.
Yeah, so, and how about if we hear one more song before we transition?
Sure. We can
And
do that.
and you, as I said, if anybody wants to throw anything in there, just, let me know, and just go ahead. What are we going to do next?
Let me
Confer?
confirm with my music director with Katya Kiselyova. Would you like to sing Nandetsocha or something like this? Or,
Okay, so
That we
yeah,
can
bring the
hear a
mic
little
up near your voice. We're in the studio here, audience. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight on the Medicine Show. We've got Katya Kiselyova,
Kiselyova.
and I'm going to hand you this microphone and take it away.
This one is another very popular traditional Romani song, Nandetsocha.
Zowie, and that was a great example of Jesus, look, the whole thing's falling apart. Sorry, we have this pole where the microphones, every time I adjust it, it looks like the place is going to fall apart. So I just thought I'd give you all out there listening a little bit of a visual of why we crack up when that happens. That was a great example of how a time signature or timing changes in the middle of the song.
Yes, and that was only 3 of us. But if you have a virtuoso violin player and drops and everything, it brings up, right? And then 2 dancers in front of us,
Yeah,
and the skirts are flying, all over. So
That's right. I actually watched a video that's on the website. It's on the website or on YouTube where
both. It's on the website and on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And Katya, it just seems like somebody you're related to, not you personally, but myself, my own heart. I'm just going, hey, that's like somebody I am related to. Very familiar, good energy on the stage. I would recommend anybody to go and experience this full experience of something that you only see in movies usually,
Yes.
or dream of what used to be.
You can say that too.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us on the Medicine Show tonight, Parnodrome. And
pleasure.
we are going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with Shakhtar featuring Julie and Denis Kinchev after these few messages. Woo!